What's up, my friends? Welcome back. So, today I want to officially let you guys know that I am retiring on the game that we loved and enjoyed for many years here in the channel. I think it's about 5 years that we have really enjoyed the game. And, 5 years is a lifetime. And I think, I really had a lot of fun from Rise of Civilization, going into Rise of Kingdoms, and to where we are now. But as you guys have noticed that my content have already declined, I think a year or two ago, because I think since that they have really released the crystals within the game during KVK, it has been very difficult for me to catch up and spend a lot of money into the game. Although I've enjoyed it and I've tried to process everything in here as a low spender, if you guys have noticed, I've changed my gameplay when the crystal tech and all the equipments I've released. I changed my gameplay into a low spender and eventually not spending at all to becoming a free to play for those few years. So I just want to let you guys know that I have decided that I'm going to depart now. I do not want to continue anymore. And for those people who enjoys the game still, I want you guys to continue having fun and making some friends within the game. But I read this comment lately from Apostle of God, who was a previous player here in Rise of Kingdoms, have said something in the words of, you could continue to put money into something you have been stuck playing for 5 years more and experience the same exact thing, or get a fresh start with new adventures. And, for quite some time, I think it's been like 8 months now, I've been deciding, like, how do I get back into the game? And I'm like, I have a lot of speed ups. I can ask for resources to help. I can be strong. I can request for help, right? And I have a lot of speed ups, over 9 years of speed ups. But then I was like, thinking, yes, after I use all this, what's the point when I get back into it? There's no way that I can catch up with equipment. There's a lot in here. If I want to get back in here, I'm not going to be the rally leader how I used to want and play back in like Season 2, that's like a long time ago. I really enjoyed it. If you guys, for the OG players in here, you guys may have seen how I played back then. I was rallying and as well as defending back. That was in 228. That was really the most enjoyable time when there was no crystal tech yet. And at the same time, there is no equipment. Now there is equipment, armaments. Oh my god, it's just absolutely crazy. I don't know how people manage to keep this going with all the grind. I like to live a little bit outside as well, not just be glued into the game forever. But I am trying the new journey in here. I'm not glued into that game, but I'm really having fun. I'm going to introduce that game to you guys. And for you guys who have been checking the channel, you are definitely seeing new content and new strategy game that is no spending and completely free to play right now. And there's a sense of balance in there. And I'm just able to grind my way, not to be crazy, because when there's spending involved, and well, there's spending, but it's okay, but there's a heavy spending involved, it's kind of hard for free to play to catch up, or even a low spender to catch up to be competitive at that point. So at this point, we have a lot of speed ups. I have a decent amount of resource. I could come back. I've been collecting these. I was planning on something back then. It was like, oh, I want to, compete on a Zenith of Power. I thought about it, but you know what? I think at some point we just kind of let it go, because there's no coming back to where we're at, where we at right now mentally and how I want to enjoy the game. And as you can see, we have a lot of legendary commander sculpture. I could max out heroes in here in the game, but at the same time, if I really look into it, man, I am so far behind at this point. Like, I'm so out of it. Like, there's not enough, like, sculpture for me to get back in 5 March and, fight in the open field. It's going to be very hard. And then every season, I got to go invest in crystal tech or grind so much into it. Like, yes, I could grind with my action point. I've got a lot of AP in here, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's nothing. I don't see the whole purpose of all of it. I don't see how things are going to turn around for me if I continue Rise of Kingdoms. And I thought about it. What if I, play brand new account as well, start fresh, but then I'm like, it's just going to be the same exact thing that we're going to deal with, right? Same exact thing. So I want to have a fresh start, fresh game onto a new journey that I'm going to share to you guys here in a little bit. So I'm going to be sending all my resources here to Lily. One thing that I want to say is that I'm so grateful to land in this kingdom, 2891. Very good kingdom and very good leadership and very nice. They very nice to me. They didn't really like kick me, even though they kind of know I was kind of declining in here. I think they're waiting for me to kind of make that decision. And I'm making that decision, making it easier for them as well, because I also feel bad if they're, if they, if we have to have this conversation. So I'm going to be sending all my resources here to Lily. And then we're going to also be deleting all the troops that we got in here. There's a few in the hospital. I'm just going to keep them there. And I wish I kind of filled them up all the way when I got zeroed. And I healed a little bit. I thought I can come back into it, but I just couldn't. I'm not excited anymore to log in and play like how I used to back then. I was so excited, and leadership back then was so fun. I had fun with the game, but I think there's just so much gap now to where this account can be. People have asked me if I can pass this account on. I'm not interested in passing this account on. I think the legacy that we have built from the Rise of Civilization to Rise of Kingdoms will just have to be it. We'll just have to be tagless, and the Shinchi42 name will just remain in Rise of Kingdoms. And I think many of you guys in here who are watching, or maybe some of you guys are have already quit and left the game. I hope that we've given you, I've given you a wonderful memory throughout the years. At the end of the day, as I've always mentioned, this is just a video game. All these stuff in here, it doesn't have intrinsic value at the end of the day. Many people were kind of like upset because, or maybe jealous, I would say. Fuck them. They were like saying about like we were getting like gold chests. First of all, I didn't go there for gold chest. I was invited to go into 1412 by Tika Gaming, and I decided to go there because there was going to be contents as well. Like I said, all these, look, if this thing all matters to me, all these speed ups, if it mattered to me, I wouldn't be quitting, right? I'll be using it. But I want to let you guys know that this thing, it's just video game. It doesn't matter. It has no freaking value. It's only value if you open up the game and play it, right? I enjoyed the game, and there's a point where like, hey, it's time for a brand new journey. And holy shit, I'm excited on this brand new journey that I'm doing. First of all, changes in real life as well. And then another thing is really there's new things that I'm going to be doing with my life eventually by next year. So I'm going to be deleting troops in here. You can see I don't give a damn. I'm deleting it. Here we go. 164k power will be reduced. There we go. Goodbye. All right. 350k. Screw it. Reducing power. Done. I don't really have an inclination to log in, so I'm just going to delete everything in here. And I'm going to delete this as well. Here we go. Royal Knights. There we go. Goodbye. And this one, the archer. I'm gonna keep the siege though. I'm gonna keep this siege. I'm gonna actually train some siege in here. I'm gonna delete the siege. Here we go. All right, sieges. I'm gonna train some siege just to maybe farm, just log in once in a while. I don't even know. I'm gonna reduce the power. I'm gonna be let's see. I'm gonna go and delete all this T4s. Done. Can you delete all your troops? Bye. That's nothing. 56 million. I'm gonna go and donate everything in here to Lily. She's been really, really kind to me. She's been really, really nice to me. So I'm just gonna give it everything to her, and I'm not gonna open up anything on my boxes in here or any of the resources. I'm just gonna keep it as this. You know what? Let's open the gems. Nobody can get the gems anyway. All right. And so I'm just going to be giving out everything in here, and then we're going to quit the alliance. And then I'm just going to park my city here and just let it be at this point. So giving out my resources, and time for the new journey, man. I want to say that I'm very happy at this point to be able to do this. And I'm very grateful to the journey that we had in ROK, because honestly, this is the only game that I was so dived into with the community and with the team, and I've really enjoyed this game, in the 5 years of it. So I want to say I had a lot of fun creating contents, regardless when there were like people who were hating. Maybe they were jealous or something like that. I don't know. Don't even care. Don't give a shit anymore. I cared too much back then. I cared too much what people would think. But I think at this point, it's like, man, it doesn't even matter all that. So for everyone who are watching, it doesn't matter. The most important part is I want to just have fun playing games, and I think with this, everything got way too serious, especially with the DKP, how the leadership has become. Like, I mean, the 2891 is fine, but overall with the community is like, who even invented the DKP? It's got to be the whales, right? Maybe it's the developers who even like instilled that idea that you have to do this because that will incline to be more revenue as well at the end of the day, right? More people fight, more spending out there is going to happen. It is what it is. I'm giving out everything in here. This is it. So sometimes you just kind of have to walk away, and I think I finally made the decision. I mean, I haven't been logging in anyway, so might as well give out the resources in here, and then finally leave the game. I'm sure many people are already waiting for me to make this move, and they just haven't said anything. So I appreciate for you guys not really saying anything. I'm out. Shinchi42 out, and we're going on a brand new game. So I want to tell you guys about this brand new game. It's very interesting. I'll make more detailed video, maybe more like comparison videos as well. But this game is very interesting because it has so much into it. And it's called Rebirth of Glory, and I'm really addicted to it. Very different, yet similar to Rise of Kingdoms. So, yep, here we go. I'm just going to go and quit the alliance. Done. And I'm tagless. Man, does it feel good. Thank you. So another thing to mention here that maybe some people do not know or not aware on KP. So there are certain players within the game that may be deemed to have the highest KPs. But something that you guys are not aware is that whenever there is a delete your troops in, big kingdoms, Imperium kingdoms, trying to reduce the power for migration to come in, so you either have to delete the troops, or sometimes they will mark a city and you have to dump your troops into that city, so that player gains a significant amount of KP, because the whole kingdom will send their what is this thing called, troops to the city. Or sometimes if you want to put in a hospital, there's going to be troops outside to which you have to send a farmer commanders to fight it, and then you just basically put everything into your hospital, if you hadn't, if you when you need to do it that way. So I'm aware of these things, so KP is not always so reliant. So if you're amazed on big KP, sometimes you have to put this into question. I'm not going to name names in here. And then another thing is that piloting. So a lot of players do pilot. So that is something that people do. Pilot is basically sharing accounts, and technically it's against TOS, right? But it is allowed. People do share the accounts within the game. And when you do that, of course, you're going to get a lot of production. And if you're a single player, you have to just put in a lot of time in the game. Now, sharing account doesn't always mean like, across the world. Sometimes it's just within the family, sometimes maybe friends. But, sometimes people hire pilots, they pay them. And hey, that's one good way for you to make money in the game. If you are a pilot, make sure you just don't scam the person. You can pilot. I've been offered before to have my account pilot, but I don't want it. I just want to keep my account, legally squared in here within the game. So that's kind of a little secret to kind of share in here. So I don't know if you guys knew about those, but if you don't know, well, now you know. So this is the brand new game. All right, this is called Rebirth of Glory, similar to Rise of Kingdoms, but I'll just give you a little bit of overview with this one, similar to kind of a blend in Lords Mobile and as well as Call of Dragons in here. So this is your city. Very different, right? So this is not just stationary. There's things that you can do in here. You can build roads. There's this is your gold chest, basically the miracle pier where you summon. So I'm gonna summon some let's see, some heroes in here. We did not get any hero. Okay, so now you're gonna see very different. I wish I could zoom in further in here. There is resources in here that you have to manage, very different than Rise of Kingdoms. In Rise of Kingdoms, you have to collect the resources. Here, you just have to manage them using your villagers. Your villagers goes to work. You get to tax them, and you get some gold. When you're upgrading buildings, you're going to need resources. When you're upgrading your research in here, your technology, you don't need resources except for gold, and as well as this thing called knowledge point. Very interesting. There's also T6 in this game. So if you want to upgrade to T4, though, or T4 and above to T6, you will need to craft materials in here. And you'll need something like this. This is going to help you to craft those. This is going to help you to train those higher tier units. A very interesting game. I think you just have to download it and kind of look into it. Me explaining it to you is not going to be like so representative of everything in here. When you get out into the main continent, there is the alliances in here. As you can see, it's pretty much similar territories in here. I think the viewpoint of this similar to like Call of Dragons, I should say. But I'm betting on you that they were already developing this when, before Call of Dragons was even released, because games do not just pop out 1 year, right? This has been in development for more than a year. As you can see, when we go into Top Lord right now, I am rank 9. This is basically the Mightiest Governor event. I had a full video about this, so make sure to check that out. And in here, everything is not about like I need to collect the building or collect the research in here or finish the building, but this is all about like how much speed up am I going to use, and that's going to be converted into points. Very free to play. There's no VIP system right now, and this is a level up system which you gotta earn crowns. And you have to like convert your resources into the crowns in here. So you have to go to the trade hall, and the merchant's not here right now, but you got to go to trade hall, give out your resources. You're going to get some crowns and as well as some gold. So very interesting on this game. Everything pretty much is similar. The layout, kind of just like Rise of Kingdoms. It says, there's a lot of players in here already from Rise of Kingdoms that have moved over. And there is the growth fund in here as well. As you can see, it's completely free. There's literally no spending at this stage in the beta. One thing that I should say is that I've never seen a beta game that has no spending. And this is it. Maybe this game will be not a heavy spending game. It could be designed very differently. I'm excited for it, how they're going to design it. So it's a new journey. I like it, especially like the management system of the resources. Very interesting. I have a full video again for that one. You just have to find it. And what else am I missing in here that are pretty cool about the game? We have heroes in here. Not a whole lot yet. Very interesting. We don't even have much gatherers in here, so it's kind of a bit difficult in farming right now. But I'm sure there's going to be more heroes coming out. Everything has a lot of like rewards so far. So and then there is this thing called healing flash and revival. So let me show you this, guys. When you fight in the open field, similar if you play Call of Dragons, there's infirmary, which you can heal troops using free healing, and there is also a resource healing as well. And if you zero somebody in the map in here, you attack a city, you are gonna be going into the Valkyrie temple, to which you can resurrect your troops, and it's pretty cool. So if you love zeroing people, just swarming, you can do that. You can see casualty healing ratio. You can revive the troops that die, and if you're in the city, you cannot be rallied, which is good. I like that feature to protect players within the alliances. So that's something that is good that they have done. And some functions in here similar to Call of Dragons, like some chests in here. Monster layers you can quickly find if you're going to be rallying. So Fortress, you can quickly find it in this game. So far, I'm going to tell you, I'm 8 million. I don't know when I started. It's like less than 2 weeks, and it's been really fun. Completely free to play, and I'm competing for Top Lord, 100% free to play. I have not spent anything in this game except for my casual time. And I've been busy, and, I've just been enjoying it. So this is cool. Like, we go into T6 in here. Boom, there we go. Making more troops in here. Easy, guys. So I'm enjoying this Rebirth of Glory. It's not available to every country yet. It is still in beta, and it's available in iOS. So if you're an iOS user, check the game out in the iOS store. I think 1 to 2 months from now, it will be globally launched. So it's going to be big. It's going to be exciting. I hope to see you guys here on a brand new journey, right? You know, you can stay playing a 5-year game. You can be playing that and continue it, or maybe start something fresh, start something brand new, and explore a whole new world, a whole new community. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys again on to the next video, because I ain't going out. I'll be here. Bye.